Whew. Good morning, everyone. I had a time getting on here this morning. I forgot when I went to bed last night that my computer was doing an update, and so um, what am I trying to say? What did I have to do? When I woke up this morning, I forgot to turn the computer on early enough, so that it finished the updates. I don't know why that happens like it does. Good morning. As you hop on, say hello so that I know you're here. That's like I said, it's just been a morning trying to get this computer going. And then my screen started going dark and, all of that. So. So good morning to you. I see a couple of people have joined. I am Latara Venice, and I am actually going to just share this out. If you don't mind sharing it out, I greatly appreciate it. So say hello and let me know that you are here. And if you're on the replay, let me know you're here as well. Hello, LaRonda. Hello, Angela. Hello, Melissa. Thank you all for watching. Hello, Teresa. Hope you guys are doing good. Thank you for joining me live this morning. I greatly appreciate it. Again, computer issues getting on, but hey, I'm super excited about this being the weekend for a number of reasons. Tomorrow, I get to watch Criminal Minds, all day. Um, I tend to kind of just veg out on the weekend. I do a little work and I do a whole lot of spending time with my family. We watch movies. My youngest son and I, we watch movies. We choose a movie every Friday and we watch it, hang out. And I'm supposed to be going to a conference tonight, but I have to get up super early in the morning for another obligation. So I'm like going back and forth with it. And the conference is 3 days, and I'm only able to make it one day. So I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So we'll see which way it goes, which way if Holy Spirit tells me go to bed, because I need to be there like really early in the morning. And I didn't think about it, and I signed up for the 3 days and didn't forgot I had a heavy teaching schedule. Teach Thursday night, teach tomorrow. So I was like, I don't know if I can hang, like that. So as I introduce myself, I'm a Tara Venice soul care provider and the founder of this community, this space where you are right now watching this devotion, Color Your Soul, where we help you to have necessary conversations around the stories of your life for mental and emotional balance. I was thinking about stories. I watch Super Soul Sundays, and there's a lady who's coming on this weekend. And something that she said is that we're all a story, and we are. We're all a story. And that's why it's so important that we pay attention to the stories in our lives, the chapters of the book that we're living every day. And one of the reasons why I do these devotions and why I do Color Your Soul is because such a huge part of our story is our emotional self, our soul, who we are emotionally, who we are mentally. That encapsulates us. It puts us right where we're meant. It's our personality, it's our character traits, all of those things. And our stories represent all of that. And so we have to really pay attention to them, because in understanding our stories comes great healing. And understanding, and sometimes you won't even understand the why, but in understanding um, that it was necessary, right? That some of the things you went through was necessary, that some of the things you went through led to the necessary, right? You learn how to um, be more appreciative of the story of your life, no matter what it looks like, no matter if you took the pen from God and said, let me write my own story. And now you've given it back to him and said, God, I need for you to write my story. You tell me what the next page is about. Wherever you are, wherever you've been, your story is always a necessary piece of you. So pay attention to it, because in those moments of reading your story, there's healing. There's healing in your story. Um, A lot to talk about on that. And I think we'll do some devotions on that as well. Good morning, Katina. Thanks so much for joining. If you guys don't mind, if you could share this out and let other people know about this great devotion, I would greatly appreciate you. This is the Color Your Soul Intentionally devotion with the goal of helping you to intentionally pay attention to the stories of your life and the necessity of healing your soul. And man, let me tell you, every time something happens, like the case this week, it just opens you up to where people need healing. And um, yesterday was a kind of emotional day for me because I was like being attacked by some folks, and I was like, "Where y'all coming from with all of this?" So I had to get quiet and really think on some things, and it just reminded me that whenever I'm doing devotions like this, or whenever I'm doing a soul detox like it's coming up, God always allows these things, and certain things occur that help me to see where greater healing is needed. And I had to realize some stuff about myself on yesterday, and I had to really just accept the fact that I hold up a mirror for people that they don't necessarily like, and it's painful for me because oftentimes people don't understand, or I get the attacks, or I get the inbox or the texts and things like that. So that can be really painful, and so it was a little bit emotional yesterday, and my oldest son kept checking on me because he works for the school board, and so the school district, and so he couldn't go to work yesterday because he had a sore throat. And so he's like, "Mama, you okay?" And I said, "I'm just go outside and spend some time with God." And and as I was out there, he just renewed me to just do the work even further and showed me the pain in people. So many people are in pain, and so many people are taking other people's pain and adding it to theirs, and it makes it worse for them. And so this whole thing on forgiveness has people in such a tizzy, and it has people in such a tizzy, and it's a sad state of affairs, but it also shows how necessary this work is. And this week we've been really talking about the emotional stuff, and I've been talking to you guys about capturing your own thoughts and capturing the thoughts of others. What does that look like? We've talked about what does it look like to get mentally well. We looked at how to capture the thoughts day one and day two. And then yesterday we looked at where mental shift happens. And that's from an emotional level. You've got to tap into your emotional self to begin to see true mental shift happen so that your behavior matches up with what you're thinking. And that's really key. So if you haven't watched those devotions, make sure you go back through those. Um, Today I just want to encourage you all. I want to just kind of like do this like weekly wrap up on Fridays, because most of you who are on here now watch the devotions every day, either on here or you're watching it on YouTube when they're uploaded over there. And so I just want to recap and encourage you. One of the things that came to me this morning as I was writing my notes is that mental wellness is about emotional balance. You need to make sure when your balance are off kilter, it is going to directly affect how you're thinking, right? It's going to directly affect how you're thinking. Everything that happens in life, people think, oh, you think about it first. No, you feel it first. We feel it first. You feel everything that happens first. You either feel it directly, indirectly, you either feel it wholeheartedly, or you block your heart off to it. And then that directs your thoughts. And then that directs your behavior, and it directs your talk. And so you got to understand that that emotional part is so key to you healing. That emotional part is so key to you thinking right, to making right decisions, to be able to know whether you need to go left, right, or straight. You need to be emotionally balanced. I tried for so long to renew my mind, right? To renew my mind. And what I found was it wasn't until I began to really deal with my soul, right? Really deal with what's happening inside of me, that my renewal started to become real. That my renewal started to become something that was necessary. Why? Because I started feeling a little bit better about myself. I started thinking, and it helped me to think different about myself. I began to release my fears and my inhibitions. I began to release my low self esteem issues. And the more that I did that, the more that my thinking changed. And every day I had to work on shifting my thoughts based on how I felt, shifting my thoughts based on how I felt, right? And a lot of people will go, well, isn't that like you being emotionally out of control? No, it's not. It's managing your emotions so that your thinking is on tap. And it's wanting to do that work. And that's more than a thinking thing. It has to match. They have to go together because your thoughts and your emotions partner together for your success or your demise, right? So that's really important. And so it's important for you this week as you're looking at where you are mentally, right? Where am I at? That you look at the balance in your emotional self. Pay attention to that. It's a key to your healing. It is a key to your right thinking, and it is a key to walking um, better in what it is that God has for you. Um, hmm. Know that your thoughts are a necessary part of who you are, and that's why they have to be intact. The reason why we have so much craziness going on when something like the Amber, I cannot say that child's last name, when something like that case happens and a sentence is handed down like that, the reason why so many people get out of sorts is because they're thinking before they understand what they're feeling. Man, I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I was dealing with some people yesterday, and because I've had a lot of conversations around this, and as I was dealing with them, what I began to see is that their choice to walk in unforgiveness stems from a deep-seated anger and resentment. That does nothing. Yeah, it can catapult you to do some fabulous things. But if you're doing those fabulous things because you are angry or resentful and you will not do the work to forgive, you will not do the work so that your thinking is different. You won't do the work to deal with your emotional self, then you will continually walk in anger and resentment and it will show up. It will show up some way. And eventually, it will become detrimental, not just to you, but to those around you, because you do affect your atmosphere and your environment. And people they shouldn't have to put up with your mess. So that's another reason you need to deal with that stuff. That's another reason you need to deal with how you're feeling and what it's telling you to think and how you're acting out on that. Really key in this moment and in this in this narcissistically anxious charge time that we're in. Don't be a part of the problem, but be a part of the solution by shifting your emotions and shifting your mindset. That's why I do the work of Color Your Soul, because I understand it. I've been there. I've been that unforgiving person. I've been that one who was looking for revenge. I've been that person. I don't want to be her anymore. I chose not to. So I did a lot of changing, and you can too. Right? Some people hold on to stuff. It's people that still hold on to stuff that I did back when I was in my 20s. Yeah. Still hold on to stuff that I did back when I was in my 20s. We done evolved. And if you still stuck on stupid all the way back when I was 20, then this is not healthy. Even after I've asked for forgiveness, even after I may have said I'm sorry, even after you see the shift in my life, instead of just letting that stuff go, you want to hold on to it. You want to hold on to it. That's so dumb. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. Who are you mad at? Who are you holding on something? Who are you holding anger towards? And it just makes no sense. Who are you resenting? Who are you bitter towards? And so you're thinking nasty. That's a deep-seated soul issue. That's why I do the work of Color Your Soul. That's it. So that's my message for today. Um, just recap and encouragement to do different, to be different. Um, Everything we do is a choice, but every choice has a consequence, and that consequence can be good or it can be bad. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to live a life of some good consequences, right? A whole lot of good consequences. That's what I want to be able to do. I'm trying to live a life of longevity that includes love and joy and all the fruit of the spirit. I'm trying to live a life that is pleasing to God, that's glorifying to Him, and it's edifying for others. I love serving. I love being who I am. I love being that mirror or that or showing that mirror that people look into and they see themselves and what needs to change. But that's only because I've done the work and I've accepted what it is that God has called me to do. But I had to do the work to walk in it the right way and the way that God is telling me to. So I hope you see that as well. So next week, what's on my heart right now is to talk about being physically well. But I don't know if that'll shift. I don't know. We'll see, right? So Monday, just kind of want to tell you guys a couple of things of what's going on. I always will do that. On Monday, we start the next round of the Soul Detox, and people always say, "What is the Soul Detox?" And I just simply say it's a simple path to effective healing. It's way different than it was when I first started. Um, there is some daily lesson, either live or by audio. There's and they're quick and they're not burdensome. Um, I do visualizations as I'm led to do visualizations. And let me say this: visualizations is not evil. It's not new age. What God has taught me is that He's given us the ability to imagine, and imagination involves visualizing. So just because the new age community has taken it and turned it into something that seems to be new age, that seems to tie us into the universe, that's not how that goes. And so I come from a perspective of the word. When we do the visualizations, some people who are on here have done this a soul detox and have experienced the power of the visualizations. I used to do them every day, but they're very overwhelming for me and for the people who experience it. It has some people processing for days just off of one visualization. So you get visualizations, you get the lessons from myself and my team. That's Ashley Sauls and Daphne Pettis. They come in and they help and they assist as well. They are two of my certified uh, soul care practitioners, and they know their stuff. So consider joining us for the Soul Detox. You can pay $100 or you can do two payments of 55. And I've been telling everybody this will be the last year that it'll be at $100 because of the value that it offers and the shift that it brings so many people to. But I appreciate you all, and I thank you so much for joining me today. I think that's it. The Boundaries Matters workshop that I did, it will be a self-paced course. It's actually available now, so we'll be sharing that as well. So if you have some issues with some boundaries, you need to grab that course and listen to that training, download that outline that's included in there. It walks you through some things. It gives you some great scriptures to refer to learn about Jesus and His boundaries. Um, and I'll be adding more stuff from now through the end of the year, different components and modules to it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate who you are. Trust me, I do. I love you with all that's in me. Have a great day. I will see you all next week. Bye bye.